breaking free from control, doubt, and silence from my own upbringing was something that I had to continuously do. It was shadow work that I was doing. It was a lot of clarity. I didn't know what it was at the time. I thought it was self-awareness work, which is the same thing, but on a different type of level. I wanted to understand the mindset. I wanted to understand the programming. I wanted to understand how chakras and being imbalanced in our chakras, what it would look like. How does it show up? And I just started to learn so much about the body being wave, being frequency, and how being in the circumference of other people in our environment affects our energy, our emotions, our thoughts. Because we have our own frame of existence, our own Merkaba field, and they have their own. But when it comes very close to yours, they could take your energy, you could take on theirs. You know, so the way that guilt and stuff showed up in my family or in my upbringing, I'd rather say that, because this is not to blame anyone. This is not to be me against the world or me against, you know, anyone else. This is just for me, for my own clarity, my own peace, my own self-work, my own revealing to myself, so I could stop creating toxic relationships, so I could create a life that I actually enjoy, that I want to live in, that I want to be in, that I can thrive in, that supports me, supports my growth, my mistakes, my changes, my evolutions. And this could be the same thing for you. You're not wrong for wanting to do that, because no one else is going to do that for you. There's people that live their entire lives never doing that. No one did it for them, and they've never done it for themselves. So the way this could show up is in silent treatments. If you've had silent treatments, like, oh, you don't want to do something? Okay, well, I'm not going to talk to you. And this has nothing to do with you, but you didn't understand it at the time, especially if you were younger, right? You didn't understand it at the time. Now you understand that it has nothing to do for you. You've read the 4 agreements, you know, you've read The Alchemist, you've studied a little bit more. At least I know I have. And now you are able to see where people's coming up with their stuff versus where your stuff is. Some of us haven't even begun to even unbox our own stuff. And it's like a cute little box full of roses and a whole bunch of crap too. But you haven't even been able to get to your own box because you're living in someone else's box, someone else's perceptions, ideas, thoughts, pains. And if you're an empath, it's even worse, because now you're feeling their emotions as well. Okay? And it doesn't serve you, because those things are what's reprogramming your thoughts, reprogramming your habits, reprogramming your DNA, your cells every single day. So you have to undo those things. If you've been moving in clockwise, now you have to move in counterclockwise. It may not be agreeable to everyone else around you, but it's just what you have to do for yourself until you find yourself back at your own center, at your own vibrational force field, your own magnetic field, with your own thoughts and your own habits. So you could have been guilt tripped, and that would show up in silence, silent treatments, right? So now when you're growing up to be an adult, you might either give silent treatments to your romantic partner or to your friends, or you might continue to receive the silent treatment thinking that's okay, that this is normal. This is what people do. Ooh, maybe I did something wrong. I deserve that silent treatment, because you've been programmed all this time. And it's not fair. It's not true. It's all illusions. It's all false. You never were supposed to be blamed for anyone else's feelings, insecurities, or lack thereof, or even just the fact that they didn't have the tools that we have now. So now that you have the tools, now you're setting boundaries. Now you're breaking certain generational curses or ideas and perceptions and thoughts and emotions that weren't even belong to you. They didn't belong to you. You deserve to do that, because you're your own person. You're your own expression of source. You're meant to shine your own light. You're meant to live a life according to your own decisions and choices. I remember there was times where I felt like I don't even know if I was mature or adult enough to make certain decisions. I just couldn't trust myself. I always had to ask other people's advice because it felt like they looked like they had it together. And then realizing they didn't really have it together. They're just figuring it out just like how I was just figuring it out. But the only difference is I just had to believe in myself. I had to surround myself with people that pushes me to believe in myself. to trust in my decisions. And if it was a decision with an outcome that I didn't like, I would take that, learn from it, and liberate myself and do something different, instead of feeling bad and now putting myself more in a box, more in a hole, dimming myself even more. Because it's kind of like I'm being reprimanded, and now all that reprimanding leads me to reprimanding myself. It's kind of like the system now. You've been trained to go to school, take your beautiful, vibrant, light energy, school after school after school after school, to now you've graduated college and you're just working, giving all your time and your energy and a possible creativity, ideas. It's so much to the point where your intuition is not even as strong as it could be. So if your only survival method is not even up to speed, like, what are you gonna do? You listen to other people, you conform, and that kills you every day, little by little. Primitive way of being, primitive way of thinking. It just drowns you. It drowns the joy out of you. Okay, I remember being so bubbly and happy and doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I still am at times, but I see the difference now. It's almost like not necessarily closing myself off to certain people, but I choose to, rather, to set boundaries, but in a healthy way, not in a evil, mean way. It's just, I know that this light cannot be shared with everyone, because you're not going to honor it, you're not going to celebrate it, you're not going to support it. So I'm going to share it with those that do. And I'm going to share it with myself when I'm with myself all the time. I am me. I can't change that. But I can't share it with everyone, because not everyone wants what's for me. Not everyone wants me to keep supporting myself in that way, to keep showing up in that way, to honor that light within me like I honor it in other people. So when you realize this is like guilt trips, you protect yourself, right? It could show up in silence. It could show up with money. Maybe you're not good with money. I wasn't good with money. So I always felt like I hated it. Needed support in this, to get a Metro card, to get this, to get that. And I didn't like that feeling. And I didn't learn the tools. And even when I got older, I had the opportunity. I have internet. Now it's time for me to make a difference, to make a change. But the habits that I've had, the mindset, I didn't develop the muscle. So I always fell short, up until I started putting myself in positions where, oh no, you need to pay your phone bill. Okay, well, now you have to pay your portion of the rent. Okay, you need to take care of this Metro card for the month. And even if you don't have enough, you don't know when you're gonna get paid the next week, well, you still need to get that monthly Metro card right now. You know, I'm in Ghana now, so I don't have to worry about a monthly Metro card anymore. However, it's the same thing, because now that I'm moved away from just my familiarity of habits that wasn't serving me, now I'm placed in a position where you better make sure you have rent. You better make sure, and luckily, like, things are taken care of. It's different now, right? But now you see the importance of, not necessarily that I couldn't do it then, it's just I supported myself and I pushed myself to be like, you can do it. I believe in you, you can do it. These are small little things. And some people are probably gonna look at this video like, man, I've been on my own since I was 16. And a lot of people have different stories. I just saw recently Tracy Ellie Ross. She's single. She is dating younger men. I don't know her life. I'm just saying. And she has no children. Some people might think something is wrong with her, but she's living her life and she's choosing according to what makes her happy, not conforming to what society says she should do. Same with me. And same with you. Possibly that's what you even want to do. So when people are showing up trying to control you now in your adulthood, in your relationships with money, with silent treatments, now you're doing the work and you're like, you know what, you could keep that energy. I might tell you once or twice if I care about you, if I want this to keep going. But if you're gonna keep ignoring my requests or ignoring my feelings and trying to make me feel like my reality and what I'm saying is false, you're trying to gaslight me, then it's a no for me. We have to keep it moving. I gotta keep it moving, because I get to trust in my own decisions. I get to trust in my feelings and what I'm feeling right now. It feels like guilt tripping. It feels like control. It doesn't feel like reciprocity. It doesn't feel like love, honor, respect. We're doing this together, interdependency. It feels like codependency in a toxic way, where you want me to be codependent on you. You want me to let you ride, let you drive, let you fly. And at any point, you could just leave, and you didn't teach me how to ride, you didn't teach me how to drive, you didn't teach me how to fly, and now I'm assed out. No more. And this is what you're saying now. You're not in this kind of like energy or mindset or even habit. Your body doesn't even feel the same when you make certain choices that you used to in the past. That does not resonate with who you are today. You ever feel uncomfortable when you said something and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore? Or you feel an emotion that you used to feel and you're like, oh, I don't want to feel this. Let me come back to me, because this obviously is not my energy. And if it's triggering me, I want to release this because I don't want to repeat the cycle. Oh, this person is ignoring me. Is he? Or is he creating space for himself and you need to create space for yourself? Is she creating space for herself and you get to be there for yourself? That's a lesson you had to learn. Maybe you were overgiving, overextending, not realizing everyone has their own life. You have your own life. And that's because you grew up in places where you had to constantly show up this way, where your feelings, your emotions, your energy, what you were doing, your growth and development didn't matter. What matters is what you can do for others, how you can make others feel, right? And it may not have been a spoken word, it may not have been loud, but it was subtle enough, repetitive enough to cause you to behave in certain ways that are not creating the life that you want. So that's what you're clearing today, okay? I didn't realize that I was releasing a lot of generational emotional suppression when I started to do this work. I didn't realize I was breaking generational traumas. I didn't realize that's what was happening. I just knew that I no longer wanted to conform. I no longer wanted to do things according to what others believe that I should do, because I would always get the short end of the stick. I was never satisfied. I was never happy. And it's not up until recently I started to realize the way that I'm living my life is not the way that everyone else will live their life. And that's okay, because at least I'm in the driving seat with Source. At least I'm trusting in my choices and decisions, and whatever it leads to is going to be on me. It's not going to be on someone else, which will make me feel even worse, right? So some of the things that you can do around these things are inner child healing. When you speak to your child, do the things that you loved to do when you were younger. Journal, dance, write, create, sing. I do all those things because I used to love doing all those things. Watch cartoons. There was a movie, The Sound of Music. I used to love The Sound of Music, and I was singing it the other day. Do, mi, so, re, fa, la, ti, when you know. Like I was going in the other day, and it just brought so much joy. It just comforted me, and it just reminded me that I was literally reparenting myself. And that was a powerful moment for me. You might want to journal. You might want to do throat chakra clearing. Okay? A great way to do your throat chakra clearing is you express the mantra hum, hum. And you want to close it. Some people go hum. And then like I close the M immediately so the vibration stays inside my vessel. That's something I've learned from Santos Bonacci. Check him out too. Okay? Hum. And you can start saying, I release blockages out of my throat chakra. Okay, my voice is worthy of being heard. I am powerful. This is my throat chakra. Okay, I'm clear in my expression. I trust my expression. All right, those things release debris, blocked energy, stagnant energy out of your throat chakra. And everybody's different. The next day you might wake up and you have swollen lymph nodes after you do this. Good. That means it's coming up to be released. Drink some lemon water, drink some ginger water, gargle it, and sing some more. Okay? And if you need to get clearer on that, then, you do a little bit more of the work and you be consistent. But the whole point about this channel and me sharing my experiences and how I'm doing the healing work and even offering those services as spiritual what can I call them? Not gifts, but exchange, is for the purpose of us evolving, for us releasing what was not working to step into what is working, embodying that, changing that. Okay, choosing affirmations and doing mirror work will help, because you're looking at yourself And you're asking yourself certain deep questions that you have to answer. And if you can't answer, sit with that. Why can't you answer? Find out what the answer is. Because everything that you've gone through was only something to help liberate you, for you to see what it is that you need to release, for you to break free from it. Any type of control or silence that people try to use against you. Money, silence, guilt tripping, gaslighting, all those things will start to come up every day. It's up to the point where when you know, this is how you're going to know when you really did the work. Your old self will show up in different ways. One was somebody showing a photo of me at a place where I worked, and I was operating less than at that place. I was dimming my light. There was an overshadow over my light there. And looking at that photo, I was like, oh wow, I could see how I'm no longer that person anymore. Because I'm here now. I cannot go back. There is no other bridge, because I am the bridge. And I refuse to build a bridge back. I'm building the bridge forward and onward and upward, right? Spiraling up, not down. Okay, that's the Fibonacci sequence that we talk about. We're going up the spiral. All right. I truly hope this video brought some type of encouragement for you, some type of clarity, some type of value, just to let you know that you're not alone. It doesn't matter what age you are, okay? I'm 41 doing this work, and I'm grateful to be doing this work at this time in my life. For a while, I felt like I was a late bloomer, but there is really no such thing. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I need to be, because it's only up from here. And when I'm going up now, I don't have to be surrounded by entities that didn't serve my highest good, that wouldn't support me, that wasn't there for me in the way that I needed. And that's okay. It's no grudges held, no negativity, nothing. It's all love. It's just something that I had to realize. My tree, me, my vessel needs to be watered in a certain way. And I wasn't getting watered where I was. Even in my own mindset, where I was in my own mindset, I wasn't getting watered there. So I had to shift the mindset. Okay? And that's something that we get to choose to do every single day. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Hit the like button, subscribe. I would love to hear from you if this resonated with you. Comment down below. Let me know what's one of the tools that you're actually using for yourself to remove yourself from guilt trips, people that want to control you, people that want to use money over you, right? Put money over your head when you know that all is well and everything is taken care of for you. You just get to stay consistent and believe that and know that. All right, hit the subscribe button again. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.